doing a thing. All right. You guys should be able to see me if you're on. I need your email addresses so I can add you in to the call. Okay. Yes. So once you give me your email, I can add you in and we can all be on the Hangout. All right. Yeah, I can see me too. If you give me your email, I can add you in. There you go. I got Scott's. Tanya, I added you. So you should maybe check your email. It should show up there. Scott, I just added you. Randy, I'm about to add you in. Invite. Please let me know if you get the invites. Hopefully this is working. Nobody else has joined yet. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Please let me know if you get the invites. Hopefully this is working. Oh, I haven't joined yet. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Please let me know if you get the invites. Hopefully this is working. Oh, I haven't joined yet. How's it going?
Hello.
Please let me know if you get the invites. Hopefully this is working. Oh, I haven't joined yet. How's it going? It's like reverb came out. Please let me know if you get the invites. Hopefully this is working. Oh, I haven't joined yet. How's it going? It's like reverb came out. Why is it still going?
It keeps going again and again and again.
Why? Oh, turn your GitHub on. Mute yourself. Why is it still going? Yeah. Because it's coming through your speakers, and then it's hearing it, and then it's playing it back through. Yeah. Whew. All right. All right, let me get Tamara in here now too. Did you have to go to, I muted you by the way, so once you have it, if you can get headphones so that it's not picking up the audio coming out of your computer and playing it back in, that would work. Otherwise, just like use the mute and unmute when you talk so that it's not doing feedback. Tanya joined, good. Tanya, did you have to go to your email and come in from there?
No, I came in from the Hangouts place.
Okay. All right. I think we're just waiting on Tamara and Randy. They should be on soon. I've added them. So once they're on, I'll give them a couple more minutes. But they can hear us and see us, so, and I can also have them chatting with us. I think I can do a Q&A. Cool. I'm going to try adding them again. Maybe a second invite would help. Okay. How do I join Randy? Tanya, when you joined, did it give you a pop-up, or how did it say for you to
Yeah,
join?
so I just went into my Hangouts, and I'm using my phone, so
Okay.
I don't know what it's like on the computer. I just went in my Hangout app, and there was just an invite there. But there's also a place that says if you go into your menu, it says invites.
hmm Did you get that, Randy? I'm assuming he can hear us.
Okay.
Yes. David, I see you're on the chat. If you give me your email address for Google, for the Google Hangout, I can add you in to the call here. I think we'll have everybody, though. Oh, Lisa's the only one that hasn't given me her availability. So she'll be able to watch this, though, because this will be... I'll put this up on a private YouTube, and then I'll send it out to everybody. I asked the professor if he wanted to join us. He didn't get back to me. I thought that would be kind of funny, though. I can hear... Just not sure how to be visible. Randy, you got to join in. So I've added you as you got an invitation. So if you go to Google Hangouts, you should have it as an invite to join in with us. So right now, if you're just on the page, you'll see us just... All you can do is interact with us through the chat and watch. But if you actually go to Google Hangouts, there should be an invite to join. And you probably got an email notifying you about the invite as well. I need this. Sorry, where's Google Hangouts? If you just go to hangouts.google.com, that'll be the homepage for Hangouts. I'm surprised it didn't show up in your email, though.
Hi.
Hey, are you having issues?
Yeah, I'm trying. I got your email and I joined. I hit join and I can see myself on the camera, but it says error. Sorry, we encountered a problem.
Okay.
So, but I can hear you guys, so don't
Okay.
wait on me.
All right.
Okay.
All right. If you're comfortable with it, then we're good. I just want to make sure that if you're trying to get on, I wanted to wait for you still.
No, I can hear you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. I'll hang up then.
Bye.
Yep. All right. We are. Hopefully Randy, if he's still trying to get on out there, he can and does. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Tamara is listening, but she's not in with the video. So just to kind of respect people's times, we're going to just get right to the meat of it then. And what I'm going to do, hold on a second. I got Randy calling me. Yeah, Randy. Okay. All right, sounds good. Okay. Yeah. All right. It'll be a quick just rundown. All right. Thanks for letting me know. It's okay. All right. So Randy's going to do the same thing. All right. So I'm going to do a screen share here. Here's the Google Drive. I'll present to everyone. If you go into our Interpreting Scripture group project assignment, we've got assignment 4. Inside is the document, and I've gone ahead and just kind of laid out the groundwork for us here. Everything that's in there now is just going to be as our template. That'll just stay the way it is. If you haven't read the syllabus yet, I'm going to assume that everyone has. I'll reference some of the things, but basically what we're doing this week is we're just doing the historical background for Matthew 5:13 through 16. We're not doing any real like interpretation. We're just getting the backdrop. What is Matthew, the book of Matthew, about? Why was it written? Who was it written by? To which audience and stuff like that. So the first step is we're going to look at the entire book of Matthew. And what we're doing is we're using chapter 6 from Grasping God's Word in order to do that. And you can find that on pages 124 to 128 for the entire book context. And if it's right in the book, it asks these questions. So if you're looking for how to answer these questions, you can go into Grasping God's Word, and it lays out a lot of resources on what to use in order to answer these questions. Randy took some time and posted a bunch of those resources as well. You can find that in the document he uploaded in the archived folder. So if you just look through, some of these are very simple. Who is the author? Matthew was the author. What was his background? He was a tax collector and disciple of Jesus. You know, you can hear me twice. Why can you hear me twice? You shouldn't. It's not on my end. Here, let me maybe if I do this, mute. Does anyone else hear me twice, or is it just Scott? Oh, well, don't press play on the video. Scott, since you're in the Hangout, you don't have to press play. Just be in the Hangout and don't watch the video then. Because the video is for people that are viewers, and then the Hangout is for people that are actually in the call. Does that make sense? All right, I'm just going to continue then. I'll assume that makes sense. Yeah, no problem. So everyone can still see this, right? Yep. So some of the questions, like I said, are very simple. You know, I think we should try to answer them as thoroughly as possible. So when it says what was his background, you can say he was a tax collector. You could say he was a disciple of Jesus. But really search that question. Really try to find out, you know, what is his background? What, you know, if he was sitting in the room next to you and you asked, Matthew, what's your background? What would he say? Try to get as in depth to some of these more simple questions as we can. And we're all working on this together. So as you're reading about it and as you're doing your stuff, you may find cool information. Go ahead, come on here and post that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use this and collect information on here. And it can be bullet points. It can be a little messy. It can be comments. But then as we get closer to Monday, and I'd like to have it really solidified before Monday 11:59 Central Time, I would rather have it done sometime Monday afternoon where we know, okay, this is pretty good. This is our final version, where all those comments and stuff are going to be fine-tuned down to either specific points or sentences that we'll have for answering these questions. But we don't have to answer them all in paragraph format. They can be, you know, just answering the question, Matthew was the author. It doesn't need to be a paragraph talking about Matthew because we're answering who he was later.
when did he write? Give the time frame that he wrote in. Um, Obviously, so I mean, this stuff is self-explanatory. I'm not going to go too in depth, but as you get down to some of these later questions, especially, are there any other historical cultural factors that may shed light on the book? That's very open-ended. So I think that last question here is something that we can really delve into and show some good hard research there. So if we want to get that above and beyond extra credit, I think this is where you can really find a lot of information to put in and expound there. Now, one of the things that was also not really clear in the syllabus, but I think we should do, is he didn't just give us the book of Matthew, he gave us a specific passage, Matthew 5:13 through 16. It comes to us right after the Beatitudes, and you're seeing Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount talking to a specific group of people. Now, Matthew, the author of the book, is talking to a different group of people when he's writing his book. Jesus is talking to a crowd real time in the time that it happened. So we have this passage, the historical cultural context of the passage, the audience that were listening when Jesus was speaking probably decades before when Matthew wrote. So you can have, this is also taken, you see it on the side, from Grasping God's Word, pages 128 to 135. It's talking about the historical cultural context of the passage itself. And it doesn't do the same thing that it did for the book. It doesn't give you a bunch of questions that we're going to answer. It instead says, examine any elements of history and culture that are connected to or mentioned in the passage. So it may not have all of these elements, because this is just something that you can use to get yourself started. But if you see anything, like if you look in the chapter, verse 14 talks about the city on the hill, right? So that's a geographical idea, this city on a hill. So if you could try to think or do some research and figure out what would the people listening to the story think about when Jesus said the city on the hill. What does that bring to mind? Was there a specific city that would have resonated with them? Because when Jesus means it, we know 2,000 years later what he's talking about, but the people listening at that time might not have. They might not have gotten it yet. We're in a post, looking back on understanding of it, where they might have been actually thinking he was talking about a real city. What city might that have been? That's kind of what I'm thinking with this. So you may go somewhere else with that. That's fine. This is a collaborative work. If you've got any other comments or suggestions on it, I think this part of it is the one that we're going to really have some flexibility with, because it's not these direct questions. So it's going to be a little bit more unique to the specific passage that we're working with, and some of the stuff may not show up in the passage. I did put the passage up here as a comment. If you look at the Matthew 5:13, the passage is right here in ESV, so if you want that there, that's fine. But I think that's pretty much it. In terms of delegating out the responsibilities, the way that the syllabus was written, it says that you can divide up the work. Feel free to divide it up. I think it would be a little silly to assign questions to people, because like these questions all go together, and then these questions all go. Are we each take one question? This is a really simple question. This is kind of a more in-depth question. So I don't think we're going to split it up that way. I think what we'll do is everyone, as you're researching this, you'll find a lot of this information through commentaries and stuff. As you're doing it, let's just fill it out as much as we can. If you come on and you've seen people have done work, try not to go on and expound on what people have already done. Try to answer all the questions first before we go back and work on what other people have done. I think this would be pretty easy with a lot of hands on deck. A lot of people have different schedules. I know a couple of us try to get it done as early as possible in the week, whereas others, you end up coming on Sunday or Monday and finishing it off. So whatever your schedule is fine, but just try to be as involved with this as possible. Give it a couple of minutes out of your day, 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there, a half hour there, and I think this will be done fairly quickly and very well too. So if anyone has any comments or questions, people that are in the Hangout, if you want to come on, I have you muted right now, but you can unmute and ask any questions or make any comments. Otherwise, that's what I've got for this assignment. So. Scott, you're trying to talk. Let me see. Can I come on for a question? Yeah, go on. I think I can. I think you're unmuted. There you go. You're unmuted. How to answer these questions? You can go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So just so I can figure this out, since I've kind of, I guess, not been doing so hot with this group work stuff. When I'm in the Google Drive, and if this is wasting someone's time, I'm sorry. I just click on assignment 4, right? And then when I go into assignment 4, I can just start editing that document, right? And it'll save, and then you can all see that. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So if you go on there right now, since I'm in it,
Yep.
if you go in, you'll be able to see anything that I'm doing.
Okay.
Because we're interacting with this as a collaborative work. David just emailed me. Yeah, there you are. So yeah, it's actually pretty nifty.
Yeah, that is cool. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I use this for my job. We have a ministry where we're working with guys all over the country, so we use Google Hangouts a lot in order to work together, and the Google Drive as well. We use that, so it's a very nice tool to use. I'm glad that Moody's taking advantage of it.
One more thing. Just me being not. I can't. How do I edit the document? Because it's not letting me write in it right now.
Woo!
Hey, welcome, David. So what are you experience anything when you open it? What is it saying? Is it
I'm
just,
open, and then I just have I have a print symbol, and then I have more actions like an organized ad, rename, report abuse.
Is anybody else having that same issue?
I'm open, and then I just have I have a print symbol, and then I have more actions like an organized ad, rename, report abuse.
Is anybody else having that same issue? I have it as can edit. Anyone with the link can edit it. So it should be.
All right, I'll figure it out.
So I'm getting a kickback of voices. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's coming from Scott. So Scott, if you could just be on muting, unmuting yourself as you talk or don't talk.
Okay.
It's coming from Scott. So Scott, if you could just be on muting, unmuting yourself as you talk or don't talk. There we go. Think that's better? Yeah, it's just reverberating now back. It'll probably stop in a second.
Cool. That'd be great.
Yeah. If you're using Google Chrome, I find that to be best with anything Google related, whether it's Google Drive or Google Hangouts or anything like that. Is it still going? Yeah, it's still going. So I would recommend using Google Chrome for that. If you're using something else, I haven't had good luck with Safari personally, but Randy has a comment. Let's see what Randy says. You must open Google Drive first, then open. Yeah, if you're, okay, so if you just click the link and it's very plain text, so it should look just like this. When you open up the folder, Scott, it should look just like this here. If you open it up, and let me show you, if it does, let me find the one. I got all these emails. Too many emails. Anyway, if you click the link and it just brings you right to the web browser, you have to go up in the top and hit open in Drive. And then once you open it in Drive, it's going to bring you to the Drive website, like what I'm on, and you'll be able to open it up in Google Docs and do everything that we're doing. You'll be able to see the activity here on the side and all that. So yeah, once you open up the Google Drive folder, you actually have to go then and click the actual open in Drive thing.
You have to do this in Chrome. You can't do it in Safari.
Well, yeah.
I realize that.
Right. So let me see if I can. Okay. So if we do share entire screen. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. So if we do this. So if I open up the Google Drive, how it's going to open it. Yeah, so this is how you're probably seeing it, Scott. It's just like black and white. Very simple. Open in Drive. Once you open it in Drive, it'll bring you into the full Google Drive interface. And this is where you'll be able to go in, open up the assignment, click on assignment 4, and this will bring you to docs.google.com, and you can see you got your full editor right here. And this is also where you'll be able to see other people signed in. It'll show up in the top right over here, other people that are working on it. And if I move my cursor around and somebody else is in, there we go. Oh, that's me, logged in somewhere else. Yeah, as I move my cursor around, you'll be able to see as I'm working on something else. So we're not accidentally deleting or editing the same sentence or something silly like that. And if you have any more questions about Google Drive, you're having any issues working on it at all, please give me a call. We can work on it together, and I can get you up to speed, because we really, yes, you're welcome, Scott. We really shouldn't have a lot of, you know, the technology stuff. It should work for us. It shouldn't work against us. And so I don't want this being a headache for anybody. I want to try to help you guys get your assignment done without worrying about this stuff getting your way. Here we got Anonymous Squirrel and Anonymous Oryx, whatever an Oryx is. Are there any other questions? I know people have probably got other things to do tonight than listen to me talk. So if you guys have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we can get back to our lives, I suppose.
Actually, I wanted to ask: does he wants it as an MLA formatted paper? I'm assuming, and just following the guideline of those questions, or do we just answer that for him?
I don't think you have to have it as. I mean, you can counter argue if you want. I'm not claiming to know everything, but no, I'm just saying I don't know everything. But if you look at the assignment in the syllabus, right, and you read what it says for assignment 4, it says, using the questions you have learned to ask in this chapter, you will compile 2 to 3 pages of background information that will help you properly interpret Matthew 5:13 through 16. Oh. So it doesn't say essay form. I'm going to leave it in as MLA form as possible. So if you look at it, I've got the heading at the top, and I've got page numbers, but it doesn't ask for bibliography. It doesn't ask for, which I think we should probably put one. Like when you're using a resource, please put the bibliography at the bottom for your resource, because there's no reason not to have it, even if it doesn't ask for it. But we're not going to do paragraph form. What we're going to do, if you just look at the assignment in the Google Drive, is we're just going to leave it the way it is. Who is the author? Answer who the author is. I want to try to leave it in as sentence format as possible. Okay. So even if it's just like a sentence fragment, try to not just give one-word answers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like some of the questions, like I was saying earlier, this last question on the first part here says, are there any other historical cultural factors that might shed light on the book? That to me is more of an open-ended question where we can have a paragraph or even multi-paragraph answer for that question, depending on how much we can find on the book of Matthew and the other factors that aren't addressed in the questions that this asks, as well as this last part here with the passage of the text itself. I don't think this is necessarily included in the assignment according to the syllabus, because it says using the questions that the chapter instructs you to ask. Then, you know, the only questions that the chapter gives you are the first questions here about the entire book of Matthew. Perfect. But he didn't give us the book of Matthew to do. He gave us Matthew 5:13 through 16. So that's why I think we should probably take it that next step further. And if you go into the end of chapter 6, it tells you historical context of the passage itself. That's starting on Grasping God's Word 128 to 135. These suggestions to look at the geography, politics, region, economics, family life, and social customs. So I think as much as we can go into those aspects of the specific passage, let's try to get that background of the passage itself too. And if it's not part of the assignment, then you know it's just above and beyond, and hopefully we get a little bit of extra kudos or pat on the back or something. But I don't think because we're all working on it, I think this assignment is going to be a breeze. I don't think it's going to take us a lot of work to do. I think it's going to be kind of fun to get into, and it's Matthew, so it's not going to be really hard to find information on.
Right. Yeah, I don't have my resources here because I'm out in Chicago right now. But I'll be back home in Ohio on I should hopefully get home I'll either be home Friday night or Saturday afternoon, evening. And but I have a resource that they gave us here at the Chicago campus that it literally has everything you could ask for in the Book of Matthew. So
Very cool. Anything else on the assignment for this week? We got an assignment next week too, but we're not going to get into it tonight. Hopefully that'll go well. That's just a literary context assignment, but I think we've been doing well so far. I know the Google Drive is a little bit of a learning curve for some people, but we've made it work, and the professor's been pleased. I've been interacting with him, talking to him about it, and he gave us the green light saying we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing, so no problems. I want to just thank everybody for being diligent with this and being responsive with emails and stuff. It's been a pleasure working with everybody so far. With that, though, I don't have anything else to add on that. If anyone has any last questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a good rest of your evening, and good luck with the assignment. And again, I've given out my cell phone, so if you guys have any questions, that's the best way to contact me anytime you need. All right? I'm going to sign off then. Thank you so much for getting on here, guys. And that's my mom. And take care.
Bye, guys.